How you doing, guys? This is Eric. About a month ago, I think it was, Prepper Princess made a video about her prepping strengths and weaknesses, and I thought it was a great idea. And I wanted to go ahead and make a video response, my own version of that, because I think it's a good mental exercise for everyone to do who's into preparedness. It'll teach you, or help you figure out at least, what you're good at, what you're bad at, maybe reevaluate some things. Maybe you're not as good as you think in some areas. Maybe you're better off than you thought in others, vice versa. Just help you even things out, show you where you're at, etc. So I'm going to give you a quick list of a few things that I think I might be decent at, a few things that I'm not decent at. These are in no particular order, just 7 or 8, 9 things in each category. I'll go through them pretty quickly. So I'd say some of my strengths. My first strength, I would say, is a breadth of knowledge, like a width. I have a little bit of expertise and skills in a whole bunch of different areas. This is also what I would say is one of my weaknesses, which I'll get into later, is the fact that I'm not a super proficient expert in almost any area. I don't have like some specialty that I'm just absolutely masterful at, like some people do, that they just are one of the best people that you're going to meet at doing whatever it is, But whether that's marksmanship or self-defense or just some sort of area of knowledge, whatever, that is their wheelhouse, and that is just what they excel at. I don't really have anything that I can think of that would qualify like that for me. There is, if you're comparing to the average person, like truly average, not just like the average prepper, but truly the average person, if you're just to walk on the street and grab someone, I probably compare pretty favorably to them in almost anything you could measure. Not tooting my own horn, I'm just saying. But that doesn't mean that I'm particularly proficient in any one of those things. I think the actual average level that most human beings around on this planet is pretty sad in most areas. So that my strength, I think, is my breadth of knowledge and skills. Weakness would be that I don't have anything particular that I'm actually really, really, really masterful at. In terms of some of my other strengths, I would say marksmanship. I'm a decent shot. I know how to use guns and ammunition and all that. And I'm not going to set any records, like I was saying before, but I'm definitely competent in that area. Physical, I think, is another advantage of mine. Not some super stud athlete, but I am in shape. I don't have any existing health problems, which is huge. Not that there's anything necessarily that you can do about that, but it's an advantage regardless. I don't have like diabetes or really bad eyesight or just anything like that, like a bum leg or missing leg or something like that. I have my fair share of aches and pains and things like that, but nothing that if I was immediately stuck into a shit hit the fan scenario now would immediately start giving me problems. I don't take any ongoing medications that I really, really need or anything like that. So that's definitely good. I'm happy about that. Plan on keeping that up. And in terms of just fitness also, I'm in decent shape. I try to work on that all the time. And I definitely want to improve in that area, but it's something that compared to the population at large and even a lot of other preppers, I think I would compare favorably in terms of just overall fitness. And in terms of physical skills, I've done some martial arts, things like that, so a little bit of a skill set there as well. I do have some military training. I'm not some special forces badass or anything like that, but I have been through different military schools for being a transportation officer. You always do some basic level infantry type skills like the marksmanship, the different sort of movement to contact drills and ambushes and stuff like that. So that is all in here somewhere, so that's useful too. I'm decent at planning and logistics, at coming up with a plan, thinking of all the cause and effect type things that might happen, and logistically planning for things, which is basically what prepping is. And it served me well. My branch in the military is also a logistics branch, so that actually bolstered that skill set as well. Tactics, I think I'm decent at tactics. My weakness, I would say, is strategy. I'm pretty good at coming up with individual tactics and understanding that aspect of it. My weakness, I would say, is the strategic level of thinking. It's something I need to work on. I'm mentally, I'd say some of my advantages with my thought process is that I'm a fairly pragmatic, realistic person. I don't tend to get kind of panicky or irrational or emotional or anything like that. I'm certainly not like an emotionless person. I'm pretty animated and everything like that. But when it comes to my thought process and decision making, I'll realize that something is an emotional response and be able to, at least most of the time, make a rational, pragmatic decision in spite of that. And because of that, I can tend to be fairly calm even in stressful situations. Even if I'm feeling the physical reaction to it, my brain luckily still keeps working in a sense that I can still make rational decisions in spite of the stress feeling. And Yeah, just overall resourcefulness. I think Prepper Princess mentioned scavenging in particular. I'm also pretty good at that. I've known to do some dumpster diving in my day, and I'm just unusually good at seeing the value in any particular item, even like a piece of trash or whatever. My mind just instantly thinks of all the different things you could use it for, which is kind of weird and annoying in a normal lifestyle situation, and but could be very useful in a shit hit the fan scenario when everything from a piece of plastic bottle cap, you can melt down and make things out of it, to just everything like that. Just seeing the value, being resourceful, finding different ways to use things, not having functional fixedness is the psychological term for only being able to think of a use for something that it was designed for. The classic example that they give in they gave in my psychology class was like using a penny as a screwdriver. Like some people get in this mindset of they have a screw that they need to screw, and oh, I don't have a screwdriver. There's just no way that I can get this done. And that's a pretty basic example, obviously, but that mindset on a whole affects people pretty badly. When you think of a slightly more complex problem, they really can only think of the solution they've been using the whole time, whether that's a tool or a method or whatever, and they can't break out of that box. Literally just thinking outside the box is basically what I'm talking about. Lateral thinking, stuff like that. I'm pretty decent at that. So those would be my basic strengths, I would say, in my preparedness and prepping. My weaknesses, like I mentioned before, is that I don't have a masterful skill set in any particular area. There's nothing that I could say that I'm really like just top tier at of anyone you would meet. And it depends on whether that's going to be a negative or not. I think it would be useful to have one or two areas that I was really, really, really masterful at, but it is what it is. Like I mentioned, strategic thinking, I need to work on that. I tend to focus too much on tactical thinking, on individual tactics and like techniques versus overall strategy. Sharing and working with others and sort of diplomacy is not one of my strong suits. I'm in that position where I'm not one of those like super type A alpha personalities who always wants to be in charge and take the leadership position. I can do it if I need to. I don't have a problem or a fear of being in command or making decisions, but I don't have that natural just impulse to always take over. But at the same time, I'm not someone who very easily falls into line as a follower either. So that can cause problems because, for obvious reasons. And language, I don't have skills with any other language. I know a few words in German, a few words in Spanish, things like that, but communication with someone who doesn't speak English would be very difficult. I've wanted to for a while to learn pretty much any other foreign language. I think Spanish is probably the one that makes the most sense being in the United States because it's just so many people speak Spanish, and there's a more increasing number of people who only speak Spanish and don't actually speak any English at all. So in a shit hit the fan scenario, it would be very useful to be able to communicate with in any other language, even if it's sign language or anything, have some level of communication beyond just English. And to further on communication, I don't have any real serious preparations with communication technology. I don't have a ham radio or shortwave radio or things like that. So that would be something that I have a kind of a weak spot. Not necessarily a life-threatening weak spot. You don't need to be able to communicate with someone outside your immediate area to simply survive, but it could certainly come in handy and be a huge asset. So I'll be looking into that in the future probably. The I don't have a lot of experience in truly primitive skills. Again, my method of preparation is not really to plan for a total meltdown where you're thrown back into the Stone Age, because that would require, to effectively plan for that would require a total lifestyle change, be total complete homesteading, things like that. That's not really my what I've come up with is my mission statement of preparedness. So I haven't really delved into all that, but it is a gap in my knowledge base. I don't have a lot of these skills for truly primitive type situation. I have some basic, wilderness survival skills and things like that, but nothing, if it came back to just being like dropped off in the woods and not having anything, I'm really not experienced with any of that stuff. And I think the last one would be that I just don't have any sort of community of fellow preppers locally or anything that I would be able to rely on in a time of crisis. It is what it is. It's not necessarily an option. I haven't really tried to find out because, like I mentioned before, I'm not really the type of person who tries to work in groups naturally. It's not my impulse. It's to sort of separate from the group and do my own thing. And that could be bad. It could be good. It depends on what the crisis is. It's always good to have that option, though, and to know some people who are, like-minded, similarly prepared, things like that. So that's something that if you have that option, I would definitely recommend it. I just moved out here, so I don't honestly know if I have that option right now. But there's always going to be like-minded people there, but in terms of the immediate vicinity, neighborhood, things like that. So that could be a detriment to not have anyone in your neighborhood or community. So that's it. That's what I would say are my prepping strengths and weaknesses. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and you can check out Prepper Princess's video. I'll link her channel in the comment or the description box below this video as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later.